Alright, it's me, Ed Sheeran, innit? Just sitting here trying to write another hit song, just generally trying to be, creative and all that. Thought I'd draw my life for you guys while I'm waiting for some inspiration. This is just kind of what I do mostly, sit around and wait for something to write about. I'm always writing songs. I've got too many songs, in fact. Sometimes I just give them away. Like that One Direction song, Little Things, that was me. I've written some songs for Taylor Swift, Christina Perri, and loads of others as well. I'm just a nice bloke like that, I guess. But I can't really think of anything to write about now. I usually just write about the stuff around me. Like right now, I see fire, photographs, a Lego house, but nah, probably nothing in those. Probably not a single song in any of them. I don't know, I'm just thinking out loud here. Wait, Ed, you've done it again. Anyway, I was born in Halifax in the UK on February 17th, 1991. My dad, John, was an art curator, and my mum, Imogen, she was a jewellery designer. You can probably guess that music was a big part of my childhood. I've got an older brother, Matthew. Growing up, we both wanted to be musicians. He's a classical music composer now, and a bitter and resentful Ed Sheeran tribute act. Just kidding, love you, bro. I started playing musical instruments as soon as I could stand. Piano, guitar, drums. I had plenty of time to get good at them too. I was a ginger kid with glasses who kept singing to himself. I didn't exactly have friends around me. One of the first concerts I went to was the Irish singer-songwriter Damien Rice when I was 11. I met him after the show and he told me I should start writing songs of my own. The next day I did exactly that. Turned out to be good advice. I saw Damien recently. On my way to one of my sellout tours, while I was driving my convertible, he was busking on a street corner. I threw him a couple of quid, which he seemed pleased about, but he was kind of angry when he realised what a success had become. I said I didn't order sweet and sour rice. Get it? Because Damien Wright. I'm just kidding. I love you, Damien. That's just one of my legendary Sheeran shenanigans. And people say I'm boring. I recorded my first EP, The Orange Room, when I was 14. It featured all the songs I'd written over the previous 2 years, and it was all about my trials and tribulations I'd faced in my life up to that point. It was mostly about girls and being ginger. A couple of years later, I moved to London to join the live music circuit. I did over 300 gigs in 1 year. I was attracted to the bright lights of the big city, but they turned out to be pretty annoying when I was trying to sleep rough after gigs. I used to play a show, and if I couldn't find a couch to crash on, I'd try and sleep on public transport before getting up and doing it all over again the next night. I uploaded some of my videos to YouTube, and eventually I got noticed by the English rapper Example. He really kick-started my career by inviting me to tour with him. In 2010, I bought a ticket to LA and started to play open mic nights in the Windy Apple. Hollywood superstar Jamie Foxx heard me, and he invited me to stay at his house and use his recording studio. I kept releasing my records independently, and I was in the iTunes chart before I even had a label. The way the music industry used to work before American Idol and X Factor and all that happened. In 2011, I eventually signed with a record label and released my monster hit 18, which propelled me to the music mainstream around the world. I've not looked back since. My albums, Plus and Multiply, have gone on to sell millions of copies. I've come a long way from sleeping rough in London. Now I'm kicking it with Elton John, Harry Styles, and you've made it in America when you get the seal of approval from the most powerful person in the free world. Taylor Swift. And no, before you ask, there's nothing going on there. Lonely old Ed. Probably for the best anyway. Could you imagine if we broke up? She'd write a sad breakup album, then I'd write a lonely breakup album, then she'd write a revengeful post breakup album about my breakup album. Would never be out the charts. I should really get on that, actually. When it comes to relationships, it's been a pretty rocky road for poor old teddy bear. I thought I found a special starry-eyed someone, but it turned out she needed more than one deed to satisfy her. And he can have her, that's fine. I reckon she was only looking for a lover to burn anyway. One of these days I'll find somebody, but then what will I write songs about? I'll probably just stick to smoking and getting drunk for now. I've certainly enjoyed myself so far. Sometimes maybe a little bit too much, which might explain why I've got a tattoo of a ketchup bottle. What else? Oh! I won Brit Awards, an MTV VMA Award and 2 Ivor Novello Awards, but my prized possession? My Nando's Black Card. I also learnt how to play the violin in a day for the soundtrack to the Hobbit movie.